Hello and welcome to Extra Connections. I am James Lott Jr. here on my network, JLJ Media. Yes, I own this network. It's me. That's right. I love connecting with people, places, ideas, works of art. We should support the arts always. They're just as important as everything else in society. Stop trying to get rid of art out of school. Stop trying to get rid of art. Support indie artists. Support them. Yeah, big things are great too. There's a lot of great work being produced by indie artists, especially like this one here, who's worked with big names. And I'm not telling you, these are the names you know. You know a name, Master P, right? You know Tom Sizemore. You know Judd Nelson. Some of us know Nicholle Tom. We know the whole family, her sister Heather and brother David. He has a movie out. It's on Amazon Prime. It's called, he's wearing a shirt right now, #No. It's a thriller. And he's directed it. And I want to talk to him about this film, what it's like to be, what it is, what he does, and why he directs, and everything in between. He's here in Los Angeles like I am. LazRael Lison, how you doing?
Nice to meet you. But let me make one correction real quick.
Please.
On Amazon Prime, we had a limited release that came out in October.
Okay.
It was a limited release for 2 months, like a limited holiday teaser, but it officially comes out everywhere in all outlets, everywhere, June 28th.
Okay, June 28th, on my mom's birthday.
Yeah, June 28th. Yeah.
Everywhere. So are you excited?
So like VOD.
Yeah, VOD.
But I mean, honestly, I learned so much when I hear about these things. I'm like, it's like DVD, Blu-ray. I'm like, do people still rent DVDs and Blu-ray?
They do.
But I guess that's they do.
No. I was the same way. I'm like, but I went to an Albertsons recently, and I was like, and they had Red Box or whatever and stuff like that, and people were checking stuff out. I was like, so I guess
that's really weird. I'm like, yeah. So, but it'll be on all. But I just want to say that in there.
But he's happy if you do. If you do, he's like, however you get it.
Yeah, however you get it, it'll be everywhere.
He wants everybody. Doesn't matter if you want Blu-ray, then you get that Blu-ray. You get that DVD.
Yeah, I still got all these SAG.
Yes.
When they were sending them to you, I'm like, they're like, okay, you can watch King Richard. It's free right here in DVD, or you can just rent it off TV. I'm like, rent it off TV. Like,
some folks are old school. Some folks are old school.
I know.
They do. But June 28th, however you can get it, get it.
June 20th.
No, but congratulations. Doing a film, you don't just wake up and do a film. There's a lot that goes into it. Obviously, it's not your first time doing a film. He has an IMDb. You can check it out. There's many things he's done. But I want to ask you this first question. As I was watching some of the other interviews, and I never heard you really answer this question. Maybe you have, maybe I just didn't see it. Why do you direct?
Because why do I direct? Why do I, I've heard people say, well, most directors like to get in front of the camera too. And why do you just think I'm like, because I just love to watch other people, it's something about being behind the scene and through the lens. And I've always, since I was a kid, I've always like been into writing and theater and directing and things like that. And so now it's just, 20 plus years later, it's just second nature,
But you somebody could be in front of the camera. You do look like somebody could be in front of the camera.
And I don't like to be that in front of the camera. I love to stay. Honestly, because I look at it like this. If being, you can look at it many different ways. If I want to be shallow, you say I want to direct and get in front of the camera too. Or you could be like, you can go with people that actually, that's what their discipline is. Their discipline is to be the best actor. And when I see those people, man, I've just worked with people like like we have another project coming up right now with it's a holiday film and you're dealing with some really legendary Black actors, man. And being around them is like sitting back and watching the magic through the lens of some of these people. Just, I don't want to, it's like, that's what I feel like my calling is,
What? So as director, so it's like you're nosy. You like to see what people do, like to people watch.
I know, like the people watch, yeah.
Yeah, the people watch. And
Peeping Tom, the Peeping Tom.
Yes, exactly. How do you pick projects? that you want to direct? I mean, because I'm sure you get all kind of projects. You could write a project, just so you do all kind of stuff. How do you pick your projects?
Well, I guess it depends on the budget too.
Oh, okay.
You know, depending on the budget. Like oftentimes, you know, it depends on how I feel with it, how great the story is, and I know everybody feel like they got the greatest project in the world, you know, but unfortunately, it's like it comes down to like, okay, what are the prospects of the financial aspect of this film? You know, because some people say, hey, they got access to $1 million and they want to go make $1 billion. I probably would turn that project down because the expectation level is ridiculous, you know? And understanding this business, you know, if you can't be casting yourself as the lead and nobody knows you. So it's so many different aspects that goes into it. Like it's about how you mesh with the people that's involved with the project. Because believe it or not, new people sometimes want to cast their mama, their cousin, all these people, and people have false expectations. And so you got to account for all of that before you, and I done been doing this long enough where it ain't like I'm sitting back just desperate for like a payday for this stuff. Cause I know like my time is everything. And a film take on an average, sometime when you put in all the work, you're on this project by 7 or 8 months. And we ain't getting no younger. So I believe in the value of time. And if a project don't have no upside for me at this point, I'm not interested.
That makes sense. That totally makes sense.
Yeah.
It's well, because your time is money. Time is money. Mm-hmm. Time is life. Time is everything. And time goes by so fast. It really does.
Yep.
You wake up. And I'm assuming, looking at you and some of the things that I've watched, you don't put limits on the topics you pick for film. Like, this is a thriller. It's like a thriller. You know, they try to put us, when I say us, Black folks in certain circles, like, you only do this kind of movie or this kind of movie. But it seems like you move around. You do love stories. You do this. Like, you're like, it don't matter what it is. I'm gonna put myself in a box. I'm gonna do what kind of movie feels good, right? They
try to do that. They definitely told me that, but I find that boring. I find it very boring to do just one-dimensional aspect of things, because I think that the reason why people put you in a box is because you counting on them to showcase your versatility, your versatility, you know? I'm sorry, I said versatility. You count on them to show your versatility. So if you counting on someone else to show your versatility and they don't know you for doing another thing, then they're going to put you in a box. But the way you break out of that box is to show people that you can do something else, because it's many different directors out here that have done many different things, but oftentimes people only put you out there based off what they can see. If you're an athlete, more than likely, if you're an actor and you're an athlete, they're going to probably put you in sports-related movies, unless you can show them otherwise. And that's just human nature. I remember when I first came to LA, I was doing a lot of celebrity training. And I remember talking to people and they couldn't see me as anything other than a trainer. They like, you're a trainer. I can't see you doing no film. Then all of a sudden, when I started doing film, I lost all my clients because they couldn't see me doing anything else other than doing film. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it just, people base it off what they see half the time, you know? I mean, that's human nature, because we all judge people sometimes when I see people and I remember a good phrase in King Richard, you know, that was pre-slap wheel. That was pre-slap wheel right there when I saw King Richard. You know?
It's a long time ago.
But I remember when Richard went there and he told the guy, said, my daughters are the greatest in the world. He said, if I had a dime for every parent come through here and say that. And and can you blame the person that sitting behind that desk, because that's what they see all day? But it just so happened King Richard would just so happen one person, that one line. He really had some amazing kids, but you know, imagine how many of the other guys saw that one that great.
Yeah, it said that. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, you know, I mean, it's a good point. And I know in Hollywood, and when I say Hollywood, I mean I put Hollywood in quotations because Hollywood could be Atlanta, it could be Chicago, New York. Hollywood is very quick to put you right here, and then they want you to stay right there. And you're right, you have to pick projects outside and say, let me show you what I can do. And not even be like anything crazy, just like I'm going to show you that I'm a director, which I can direct whatever I can direct. I don't need to be this person who just does this. And that's it.
I mean, you think about Tyler Perry, as much as, you know, I admire what Tyler Perry do. Tyler Perry was, when he started out, it was just straight faith-based. And Madea didn't do a whole lot of cursing then. Now Madea doing everything. Madea like having sex, and Madea like doing, Madea is like doing everything now. Tyler Perry, they need to be putting a rated R label beside Tyler Perry movies at this point.
Yes.
Because I think that he at a point now where he been put in a box so long, he's bored probably with it. You bored of the same, how many Jesus words can you say in the movie? How many this you can say in the movie, you know? Yeah, and so do I agree all the time with his method? No, I don't, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But Madea do curse a lot now.
She does. She do.
They do a lot of cursing in that movie.
She do.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like when you are in business long enough, like you've been in business for a while, I've been in business 15 years, we've been here for a while, we have to continually challenge ourselves. But I know it must also be a weird thing if you have a certain success at something. How long do you keep doing that? I mean, he keeps having success. He found an audience, and other people like him. They find audiences, but you have to challenge yourself after a while, I think, at some point. You just have to. I mean, it's or you'll just wither and die.
Yeah, we creative beings, and if I was just doing faith-based stuff, that would bore me to death, you know?
Yeah.
If I was just doing stuff like unknown all the time,
yeah,
that would just be boring to me because they all targeting different people. But I do like the way Unknown is because, you know, it's more of a psychological thriller, dealing with the mind, cerebral, the mystery aspect. I love that because that was like one of my first loves, you know, doing films of that nature right there. And that's why I'm so really proud of this movie, because it's like, you know, I remember going back to The Sixth Sense, and I remember how those type of movies kind of like left you like, whoa. And or like The Shining, all those different movies. So I love this genre too.
So when you saw this script, you're like, yes. You're like immediately, I want to do this as
because I wanted to challenge myself. Yeah.
Yeah. That makes
and then,
sense.
You know, and working with great actors where they come in fully committed, then I mean it really helps too. I mean, what I saw P do, when I saw P, it was like I had heard people talk about prior to that, like, man, you know, can you get P to focus? Can you get P to do this, man? But P was I was so impressed with P. P was rehearsing. P was doing everything. And he came dialed in. And then you think about Tom Sizemore. You think about, man, Judd Nelson. Everybody was just like so dialed in. Denise Boutte. All these people were just there to like, they want to just make a great film. And then, I mean, the lead guy,
Hal, right?
Hal, words can't explain, you know. And then Denise was Nicholle Tom was a trooper. It was just a great team of people that just wanted to create something special.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to be behind the scene watching.
Master P, or Percy, as he's known also. I'm not surprised because knowing his history and how he literally created an empire, a musical empire, when that wasn't happening as often. Like he came out of nowhere and did it, you know, really did it. And it's known for his business, you know, acumen and kind of stuff. I'm not surprised that they committed to this. I'm not surprised that you got the best out of him. I feel like it's always in there. I feel like it's always in there, but it's probably for him, he's be motivated to bring out the best, I guess. You know, I'm assuming. It's like, he seems like to me a guy who really, when he gets into something, he's in.
It's like he like a car. He started off a little bit, but then I think once he realized that I wanted him to let go and just, you know, we stay within certain parameters, but go there and just make it your own, make the character your own. And when he did that, he started laughing and he was talking, he was just having a good time. And then a lot of the, you know, some of the little funny things he say, it was just pretty much improv for him, you know? I mean, he did an amazing, I can't say enough about it, man. That's why I look forward to the people when they actually see this movie when it come out, because, you know, I think it's going to really, like, you know, leave people a little bit, you know, maybe uncomfortable a bit. Like,
well, here's the thing. So as you as a director, because you're kind of the ringmaster of this, for something like this, a psychological thriller, I'm doing some of those difficult scenes, all that stuff. What is your role as a director in those? I mean, besides directing them, do you have other roles to, like, do you try to protect them, you know, in and out of the scene? Like, what is part of your role when you have to go through, like, really heavy?
When I'm directing, put them in a safe place.
Yeah.
Like, to make what, you know, like, every actor is different. Like Hal, the lead, you know, because a lot of these actors are like, so a lot of them, the greatest ones oftentimes ain't even normal. You know what I'm saying? Not normal, but I mean, they artists. They, you know, I mean, it's almost like an ultimate fighter going and beating somebody in the head in the ring and getting kicked in the head. Then you surprised when he come out the ring, and then all of a sudden he get in a confrontation and he punch somebody, like, oh my God, but that's what he do for a living.
Right.
That's what he do. Like, you see this actor and he's a nutcase, like, and then, but they such artists, but you're not really 100% normal in the sense of regular people oftentimes. And that's what, and every actor has the way they like to operate, you know, like our lead, he's somebody, you know, he's somebody that, like, he like the camera to keep rolling. Don't be stopping it when emotion stops. Don't stop. Keep going. And he liked that quietness, you know, so he can stay in that mental state and he become that character. I'm like the way Jim Carrey do. Become that, he need that moment. But then you got some people like, I know one actor I work with that he would do a serious role and he could, like, go to the serious role, then like cut, then he, like, all of a sudden start laughing and talking to somebody else, then like cut, then he back into it. Oh, wow. Everybody, like, operate different. It's just about understanding, listening to the actor, respecting the actor, and allowing them to have their moment, whatever they choose it to be. If they need to go for 5 minutes and need the room to be clear for 5 minutes, give the actor that, because that's who pretty much carrying your movie.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you're there for them. You're there for them. You're there to help create the space for them to do their best work.
Absolutely. And I think, like, and then when you see Tom Sizemore, I mean, with him, I mean, I think his work speaks for it. He is so, I think since Tom, I've met a few other people like that, but watching Tom work was so mind-blowing to me, because I'd never seen someone that just embody it just when he talk. You just, like, want to sit back and be like, watch him, because it's so authentic, it's so believable, it's so I don't know. It was just surreal watching. It's a reason why half these people become really, really successful. I mean, I think about how great Tom is and how, you know, if the little certain things didn't slow him down, I mean, who knows, he'll be even more iconic than what he is, you know?
He's been out for a long time. He's been some wonderful amazing work over the years. So he's a name.
Absolutely.
He's a name.
Absolutely.
He's a name. You know, same with Judd Nelson. They're names.
Mm-hmm.
I know with Judd, in his later works, he's gotten to more dramatic stuff and getting more diverse. You know, everybody thinks of the Rat Pack. You know, the Rat Pack.
I remember a comment. That somebody made when they saw the limited release of this movie. They said, it's a line that Judd Nelson said in the movie when he talking about somebody's a piece of scum. And then somebody posted in the comment like, look who's talking, the person that just locked the girl in the basement. Because he had this movie that came out, something like the girl in the basement. They said, how could he call somebody that when he locking girl in the basement?
That's their movie, folks. Their movie, not real life, not real life.
Yeah, I know. It was just kind of they were joking, but it was like, you know, so but Judd is like, man, same way with him. True artist. And honestly, because when the Brat Pack came out, I was a little young, but I remember I really started taking him in New Jack City.
Yes, I'll say yes.
And I think that's when a lot of Black people really start like knowing Judd Nelson, you know, and watching him work, and then sitting back listening to him tell the stories about being on the set of New Jack City. Yeah. And so, but yeah, amazing actor, amazing, very artistic, very artsy. Okay, very artsy too. Yeah.
So, without giving anything away, I want folks to, when it comes out, even on DVD and Blu-ray, when it comes out, I want them to get it. What's this movie about? And just kind of like, what's about giving too much away? Like, what is it about?
Basically, you know, just not want to say give too much away, but you know, there was in 2017, you know, some crimes and stuff got committed and all that. So we come to present day, and you basically, this writer, you know, start, you know, working on his second novel, follow-up novel, and basically start unraveling because he started getting phone calls from, you know, unknown numbers, basically. And the people are reaching out to him. So he kind of, instead of like focusing on his second novel, he get lost and trying to unravel what happened to these people. And because a lot of them are saying, you know, remember me and all that stuff right there. So, you know, he just get on this case like, you know, you go to searching like, is Judd Nelson got something to do with it? Does this person got something to do with it? And so, and throughout that process, he loses himself. So it starts off as something small, then he loses himself. And then later on, just a lot of stuff be revealed. And you know, the problem is, the thing about it, you don't know who did it. That's the whole point. And that's what, did his wife do it? Did Judd Nelson do it? Did Tom Side, did Master P do it? Yeah. But we're going to find out. But it's going to take you on a psychological journey into the unknown, and, you know, and then, you know, was that a good explanation?
Yes, it was good. So we don't say too much.
they like, we absolutely got nothing from it.
Exactly, that's the point, folks. So now go get it. So go get it. So whether it's or Blu-ray or DVD, or streaming or wherever it is, then go. You can watch the movie. You can tell us what you think the movie's about.
That was like me sitting back listening to like. I'm not a political person, but that's like me sitting back listening to Trump at the podium. Yes. Right? They're like, what?
What was just said? What did I just hear? Exactly. That's the point.
Did he say bleach?
Well, Laz, thanks for being on the show. I'm very excited to see it myself. I want to see it. I want to see everybody in it. And I think I just think that I love seeing my fellow Black brothers out there just doing work. Just out there doing work, doing what makes you feel good. And being in this business, you know, longevity is a gift for us. And just in general, it's a gift for us. So the fact that you're out there still doing it, you're still toiling away and making this honest living in this crazy business. Congratulations.
Yeah, they always say, like, you know, when you do it for so long, then you in it so long you can't quit no more because you're in too deep. You're in too deep at that point. like
see, I always go with, because I play poker. I'm pot committed. I get the money's already in. I've been playing all night.
Yeah, I know, right?
So I'm out. I can't do that.
Yeah, you can't. And then the thought of starting over, like, oh,
I know. Yeah, at this point, Laz, no. I'm doing this for us until I can't no more. Until I can't no more.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you. So they can actually, he's on social media too. Where can they find you on social media if they want to talk to you? And see what you're doing?
You said, how can they find me?
Yeah, I know you're on social media. So
you can go to like LazRael _ Lison on Instagram, LazRael Lison on Facebook. It ain't hard to find nobody nowadays, you know. So if you want to find them, you can find them. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's hilarious. That's very true. I mean, he's not
like,
lying. That's very true.
If you just type in LazRael Lison, you can find it.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. The film is called #Unknown, and it's coming out June 28th. Like I said, my mother's birthday, June 28th. So check it out, and I'll be posting stuff for it on my channels too. And I'm James Lott Jr. here on Extra Connections. Connect with others, support the arts, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.